The night the prince revealed his true nature was the night everything changed. I was just a servant in the royal palace, tending to my duties quietly and hoping to avoid trouble. Prince Taichi always had a reputation for being cruel, but no one truly knew how wicked he was until that night. It started with whispers, servants gossiping about the prince's secret meetings, and the strange disappearances of those who spoke against him. I didn't pay much attention at first, thinking it was just palace rumors. But then I saw it with my own eyes. Late one night, I was delivering a message to the prince's chamber. I knocked, but there was no answer. The door was slightly open, so I peeked inside. What I saw chilled me to the bone. Prince Taichi was standing over a cowering nobleman, his face twisted in a sadistic grin. In his hand, he held a dagger, its blade glinting in the candlelight. "You thought you could betray me?" Taichi hissed. "No one defies the prince." Without warning, he struck. The nobleman's scream was cut short as he fell to the floor lifeless. I stumbled back, my heart pounding. I knew I had to get away, but my legs felt like lead. I managed to turn and run, but not before Taichi's eyes met mine. There was no mercy in his gaze, only a cold, calculating hatred. I fled to my quarters, my mind racing. What should I do? If I told anyone, they'd think I was lying. If I stayed silent, more would suffer. The next morning, the palace was buzzing with news of the nobleman's sudden illness. No one suspected foul play, except for me. I could feel Taichi's eyes on me throughout the day, a silent warning to keep my mouth shut. Weeks passed, and the disappearances continued. Servants, guards, even nobles. Anyone who opposed Taichi vanished without a trace. Fear gripped the palace. We all knew who was behind it, but no one dared to speak out. One night, I overheard a plan to escape. A group of us, tired of living in fear, decided to leave the palace and expose the prince's crimes. We knew it was risky, but we had no choice. We couldn't let Taichi's reign of terror continue. We made our move at midnight, slipping through hidden passageways and avoiding the guards. Just as we reached the outer gates, we were caught. Taichi stood there, his eyes gleaming with malice. "Leaving so soon?" he sneered. "I don't think so." The guards seized us, and we were thrown into the dungeons. Taichi visited us daily, relishing our suffering. He promised we would never see the light of day again. But I refused to give up hope. I knew there were still those outside the palace who believed in justice. I began to write everything down, every crime, every atrocity. I smuggled the letters out with the help of a sympathetic guard. It took time, but the letters reached the right people. A rebellion began to form, and the palace walls could not keep the truth hidden forever. The people rose up, and Taichi was finally overthrown. As I walked out of the dungeons, free at last, I knew our struggle had been worth it. The wicked prince was gone, and a new era of peace had begun. We had lived through the darkness, and now we could finally step into the light.